Lesson 8.8, find part of a group using unit fractions. Essential question. How can a fraction tell how many are in part of a group? Unlock the problem. Audrey buys a bouquet of 12 flowers. 1/3 of them are red. How many of the flowers are red? Okay, on the side, how many flowers does Audrey buy in all? Well, it said 12 flowers. What fraction of the flowers are red? 1/3 of them. And we're trying to find out how many flowers that is. And it does not mean there are 3 flowers. So we're going to put some counters out. And since we want to find 1/3 of the group, there should be 3 equal groups. So here's a group of, one group of 3, or sorry, not a group of 3, but one of the 3 groups, 2 of the 3 groups, 3 of the 3 groups. Okay, and there are 12 counters because there are 12 flowers. We're going to pass out the counters until, we're going to pass them out equally until we get up to 12. So 1, 1, and 1, that'd be 3. 2, 2, and 2 would be 6. 2, 4, 6. 3, 3, and 3 would be 7, 8, 9. 4, 4, and 4 would be 10, 11, 12. So that's all of them. So circle one group of the counters to show one of the 3 groups. We're going to show 1/3. One of the 3 groups would be right here. There are 4 counters in that one group. So guess what? 1/3 of 12 would be 4. So 4 of the flowers are red. Next question down below. What if Audrey buys a bouquet of 9 flowers and 1/3 of them are yellow? Use your math board and counters to find how many of the flowers are red. So 1/3 again, so we need 4 groups. But this time we only have 9 flowers, so we'll only use 9 counters. Pass them out equally, or you could use division. 9 divided by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we need 1/3, 1 out of the 3 groups. So this group here would be yellow. I should have drawn them yellow. These are all the yellow ones here. Okay, so that would be 3 counters, so that means it would be 3 flowers would be yellow. Mathematical practices. How can you use the numerator and denominator in a fraction to find part of a group? Well, the denominator tells you how many groups that you're going to divide the total into. And the numerator is going to tell you how many of the groups that you're going to count. So, denominator tells you how many groups you're going to split them up into, and the numerator tells you how many you'll count. You'll count one of the groups. So if this number here, if it said 2/3, then we'd do the same thing, but we'd count 2 of the groups. So guess what? 2/3 would be equal to 6 flowers, or 6 out of the 9 flowers. It's just 2 different ways of writing it, but they're actually equivalent. They're equal. Okay, on the next page, try this. We're going to find part of a group. So Raul picks 20 flowers from his mother's garden. 1/4 of them are purple. How many of the flowers are purple? Okay, so we're going to draw a row of 4 counters here. Here's a row, here's a row, here's a row, here's a row. I guess those are columns, but there's 4 in that row. So think about it. To find 1/4, we need to make 4 equal groups. So here's our 4 equal groups. You might want to put a box around them. Each one of these is going to be 1/4 of the group. So far we have 4. We need to draw as many rows as we need until we have 20 counters, because there's 20 flowers that we're talking about. So we have 4 in the top row, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, now we need to circle the 4 equal groups. So I put a box around them already. And each group represents 1/4 of the flowers. How many counters are in one group? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they should all be equal, or else it's not a fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 in each group. There are 5 counters in one group, so 1/4 of 20 would be 5. So 5 of the flowers are purple. Now I have a question for you. How many counters, or how many flowers would be in 2/4? Well, 2/4 would be 2 of the groups. So that would be like this group and this group. So that would be 5, and then 5 more would be 10. So 2/4 is equal to 10, or 10 out of the 20 total flowers. Okay, down below on the share and show, try to do them on your own and then come back and check your work. Okay, use the model to find 1/2 of 8. So 1/2 would mean 1 out of 2 groups. So we need to split them into 2 equal groups. So here's a group of 4, and here's a group of 4. So how many are in 1 out of the 2 groups? So how many are in this one group? 4. So half of 8 would be 4, and that makes sense because half of 8 is 4. Okay, mathematical practices. Describe why you count the number of counters in just one of the groups when finding 1/2 of any number. Well, the numerator in 1/2 is 1, so you would count the counters in 1 out of the 2 groups. The numerator is always the number of groups you count. Okay, number 2, 3, and 4, we need to circle equal groups to solve and then count the number of flowers in one group. So 1/4 of 8, 1 out of 4 groups. So we need to put them in 4 groups, 4 equal groups. Here's a 4th, here's a 4th, here's a 4th, here's a 4th. So how many are in one of those 4ths? 1, 2. So 1/4 of 8 is 2. Okay, number 3, 1/3 of 6. So 1 out of 3, we need to put them in 3 equal groups. So here's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. They all have 2 in it. So 1 group of 3 would be 2 flowers. And then the last one, we need to put them into 6 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here would be a group of, here would be a group, 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 here would be a group. So 1/6 of 12 is also 2. Okay, go ahead and do the rest of the math lesson on your own and ask for help if you need it.